killed Nathan Hale. I had no choice. He was becoming one of them. He could have stopped me, but I think he wanted to die. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Even in death, Hale continued to fight. Dr. Malikov found a unique protein in Hale's blood. He isolated it, created a vaccine. Finally, a cure for the Chimera virus. We were all inoculated, saved again by Hale one last time. Hale was the hero, and I was the villain. % of the world's population had been killed or converted by the Chimera. Those of us remaining did what we could to remind ourselves we were human. Susan and I found each other, fell in love. We both wanted to forget the past. We vowed to stop fighting and start living. I kept that vow as long as I could.
'Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, sorry to wake you. Did you have a good sleep? Dale said he's got your bullseye ready at the range. Thanks for staying up with Jack last night. Oh, I didn't think he'd ever get to sleep. Maybe he had another fever. Or maybe he just wanted to spend more time with his
Hey
dad.
everyone, this is Tim Turi, joined by creative director of Resistance 3, Marcus Smith.
Hello.
And lead designer, Drew Murray.
Hi, guys.
And we're here to take a look at the beginning parts of the game. You already saw the beautiful intro movie, and we're just picking up gameplay here. So you guys tell us a little bit what's going on right now?
Well, right now you've woken up in Haven, Oklahoma, which is Joe Capelli's new hometown. And first thing that we're trying to give you is an idea of how people are surviving nowadays. So you'll notice we're kind of hidden out underground here, and people are generally kind of living their lives. This lady's a seamstress. She's working on stuff, and little kid over here drawing on the walls like kids do.
In blood?
In blood.
Okay, gotcha.
It's Chimera in blood. It's cool.
That's
Don't
good call.
look. There's mild bestiality happening. It's a dark environment we live in. There's a kid killing bugs with a train. So, just kind of doing a little environmental storytelling to show you that life goes on. There's Susan, our lovely wife, who is planning out what she does because she's kind of a leader here in town. And you have been told that Dale is looking for you, so you need to head over here.
How's Jack doing today?
This is actually a contest winner who had his head scanned and was
awesome.
a character in our game.
Yeah, already noticing way more of a human element in this game compared to the first couple.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to focus on the humanity of how people are surviving. As you move through the game, you'll meet a number of different groups of humans. We kind of wanted each group to have a different feel and kind of be dealing with the situation of basically the war having been lost in a different way.
So you can you take time, not take time, look around, find awesome stuff. There's Lester over here.
Say, listen, Dale's got your bullseye ready, but watch it. He's mighty cranky this morning. It's been that way since we ran out of bourbon.
Man needs his bourbon.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's right. So, people are out doing stuff.
And now that he mentions it, Drew, could you pass me the bourbon, please?
Don't joke. We just did a podcast recording during a happy hour at work. And it sort of gets
the podcast
sloppy.
evolved. Yeah.
I like that.
It evolved quickly. You'll find lots of little audio journal and text journals throughout the game that you can start reading, backstory elements, and see people eat out of cans, which is always.
Ooh.
It's or this guy. Speaking of bourbon, he's got a woman's photo in one hand and a bottle in the other, and just kind of living the life, living the dream. Here's the cooking area that you can tell it's a cooking area by the amount of cockroaches surrounding it.
But the peas and beans still look good.
Now what is he's eating there?
He's making some soup.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, yeah. You be the judge of what it's made out of.
You don't want it. Don't ask what's in it. Just eat it, Tim.
Oh boy, it's I have pretty eclectic tastes. I don't know.
So you're over here at the shooting range, and
Joe, what in the Sam hell took you so long?
you can tell it's a shooting range because there's a kid over here with his
Plugging his ears.
plugging his ears
Yeah,
because
right.
it's loud. I mean,
Like you do.
Yeah. All right, so you get yourself your first weapon here. You see the little weapon training video in the journals. You can choose to read the journal, kind of tell you about things and give you hints about the upgrades that are coming for the weapon. So
Now, I ain't fired it yet.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on training generally in this area in particular. You know, the previous two resistances started off really fast, and we found afterwards that a lot of people's whether or not people thought the game was great or not had to do with whether or not they really understood how the secondary fires worked and things like that. And we were finding that a lot of people didn't understand how the secondary fires were working. So we spent a lot of time trying to explicitly train that in this area. And I gotta say, like, doing our focus tests and usability tests, like, everybody gets secondary fire now, and I think everybody's enjoying the game a lot more just for that fact of understanding how the guns work better.
you'll also notice the Chimeran weapons have their own sort of Chimeran HUD. Oh, jeez! Terrified me. So you can see these. Oh, and I have a new weapon, and you can see in the movie that it's the Magnum.
Ooh, one of my
which
favorites.
You fire, and then you explode.
Yeah,
Boom.
we've got these nice little movies in the journals to kind of really help show you how they each work.
And then return to the quick select, so you'll be able to carry your arsenal with you as you go. And to hit tap triangle, you switch between the last weapon. And so now this guy over here
Joe used to be a sentinel. He knows
wants to train his mom to shoot the Magnum. So
Oh, nice.
we'll go ahead and
Show her how to
oblige.
detonate the rounds.
A dirty Harriet, if you will.
Yes,
Exactly.
Thank you.
That took a couple more seconds than I hoped it would, but we'll get through it.
Just trim that section out. This is an EMP grenade, so this is a grenade that we have to take out shields and drones and what have you.
They say those EMPs will work on most Chimeran shields, like the
Boom.
ones those steals.
That'll do her.
Looks like you're good to go. And just remember who worked all damn night to get those.
It's a bad sign.
They're here.
They ran out of
Joe,
bourbon.
Death Squad's coming into town.
Shut it down.
I'm out of here.
Get to our stations and stay quiet.
All right, so I'll just take you on one more tour because I think you'll like this. People live
Ooh.
here, so there's a poop bucket
Yeah,
with some reading materials. Okay,
that's good. That's a good touch.
moving on. Pretend nothing's happened.
Who empties the poop bucket?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
Low,
Dean, tell us
low
what you
man
saw.
on the totem
About a
pole.
dozen hybrids. And a stalker. Headed right down Main Street.
Okay. Everybody to your scouting positions. Stay hidden. We'll let them walk through town and move on, just like last time. Got it? Go. Lester, Joe, get to the bowling alley. Nate and his boys will be waiting for you.
You got it. Come on, Joe. This way.
All right, so Lester, our friend, bye, honey, is going to be helping us out here.
As you can see, we really, the previous two games were really focused around the military and, just kind of the whole military structure, being ordered what to do a lot and kind of following orders. And we wanted this to be a lot more personal story and feel a lot more like if something like this happened now, what would it be like for us and for most people, and how would normal people be dealing with these circumstances rather than it being this sort of massive military government.
All right.
Let's stick to the
So those aren't standard issue military overalls then?
You know, those flannels, pretty
Okay.
pretty standard issue, but I think the overalls are a personal touch.
Yeah, they're hard.
Look at that, 1957, 24-cent hamburgers. Ugh, long for the day, right? Okay.
I would buy you guys all lunch.
That was awful generous of you.
Yeah, you're a heck of a guy, Drew.
So we're under a diner and a couple other buildings too.
Yeah, so they basically have this tunnel network that they've been using to keep hidden, and in situations like this, they try to stay hidden as much as possible, and
Don't let him kill us.
don't let us. Okay, I'll do my best.
Good NPC advice.
Yeah, always got to be something. You can see they're trying to raise corn here in their bowling alley lanes. Spire from a previous attack back in the day.
Sounds like they're gone.
Yeah, I think they're gone.
Oh boy.
They're not gone.
Christ. Let's go. Spread out.
This is where we start having to do some killing.
The one on the right.
Let's see if I can actually hit somebody's backpack.
Very nice. So that was the bigger explosion because you went for the backpack.
Well, I think unfortunately
I know what the bullseye.
somebody. Yeah. So if I get this one.
There you
nice.
go.
Yeah,
So yeah, if
there
you hit
go.
the little backpacks, they're weak points now, and they'll kind of fizzle for a minute and then explode. Can actually damage the guys around them as well.
And then I can switch up and. Oh, bullseye.
What did the invasion catch in the middle of some sort of celebration? Looks like, or what do we got? What's the banner say, or what did it say?
That was progression towards a trophy.
Okay.
So you can see this guy is grappling one of our friends. I want to kill him. Oh, geez.
Oh, Tim, I think you're talking about the banner hanging across.
Oh yeah, the one above the street.
Oh, sorry about
I
that.
think it's
Yeah,
Welcome to Haven. Is that right?
I think so. Let's find out. Yes. Welcome to Haven. Is it-
Back from better days.
Yeah.
So, oh geez. Get me out of here.
Don't die.
Now, Drew, I know that a lot of the control schemes changed since the previous games. Can you tell me a little bit about what it was like, just kind of rebuilding the control scheme? And
Yeah, I mean, we went back and we kind of the odd thing that we have to deal with, obviously, is the alternate fire that all the guns have, and we tried to make most of the controls a little bit more sort of industry standard at this point. But as far as like things like aim assist and the camera movement and everything, we really went back and started it back from zero. And we worked a lot with Bill Fulton, who used to run Microsoft Usability Lab, and worked on like some of the Halo titles. And we just did a lot of all kinds of weird tests of going in and setting up all these different levels where we'd have people just spin in circles like 180 degrees, or have a bunch of different enemies, and we'd actually time like how long it took people to kill and count like, if they were trying to aim at something, how many times they would have to kind of go back and forth before they got on there. And really just spent a lot of time finessing camera movement, how our aim assist works, how the zoom works, all those kind of things, a lot of timing things. And I'll tell you personally, I was really nervous about it because it was something that I had never worked on before. But I'm really happy with where we ended up. I think the controls feel really good.
yeah, I'm a big fan of them, and I didn't think the first two controlled bad at all. But if anyone had qualms with the first couple games in any way, it's totally worth revisiting and checking out what you've done with the control scheme, because it feels awesome.
We also, you can see those little pop-ups there that the bullseye is progressing towards an upgrade. Also, we've gone back to pick up health because we're trying to make a game about survival, and the best way to kind of present that is to actually put yourself in danger instead of being able to just kind of reset after
Hiding
hiding for a few seconds.
All right, so Capelli doesn't have his sentinel abilities.
Right. So there's been some changes in kind of the Chimeran virus and humans' ability to adapt, and part of that is that the Sentinels have lost their ability. Of course, there's only one alive, so the Sentinel. Good old Lester.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
What could possibly go wrong?
Get him out of sight and get back underground, everybody.
He's still really strong.
He's a strong guy. That's not a lightweight piece of metal.
North outpost clear. South outpost clear. West outpost is clear.
Tommy Dean, report in. Tommy Dean, do you read me?
Susan.
Joe. Oh.
Hugs confirmed in Resistance 3.
Okay.
There are hugs.
How is he?
Oh, fever's down. A little.
Kids confirmed.
Indeed. Maybe we'll get some Chimera kids in.
I can't reach Tommy Dean.
His radio's probably out again.
Should I send Lester?
All right. I'll check it out. Okay.
She really wanted to send Lester.
She wanted to send Lester. She'd rather see Lester go.
Yeah.
For good reason. That guy's overalls just creep people out.
You laugh about the Chimeran kids, but we had a bug for a while where the height of the guys got collapsed, but not really the width.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And so we had these. They were probably about 2 feet tall Chimeran hybrids running around, and because their width, they looked a little bit like mutant dwarf.
Oh, nice. Like
Chimera.
Little Chimeran Gimlis running around.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, check this out. So if you run up here, you can actually see.
Oh,
that's got a. Oh, thank you for closing
Thanks.
that. That guy made me sick.
Little Horror of Wars gallery
yeah,
here.
so this is the aftermath of. No, war is not pretty. Here's that guy again.
We've been off their radar for months.
Doing stuff. Lester, you should have gone. We just gotta make a little tour through the old farmhouse.
Joe, honey, are you there? Bobby saw a dropship coming into land near you. Be careful.
Dropship.
Now, if we were doing co-op right now, who would be running around beside Capelli?
John Harper.
Okay, gotcha.
Take these shrapnel grenades.
Another guy from Haven, Oklahoma.
All right.
All right, so we just got some shrapnel grenades, and they'll want us to switch around, switch up the grenades, which we do. Hey, that dropship they told us about. We should pick up stuff. Oops, why am I jumping? Oh, geez. Let's get this party started. Right. Oh, man, that's gotta hurt. I think I got that guy. Maybe not.
I don't know if you noticed, but I think Mark just kind of mentioned it earlier, but we rebuilt all the guns as well to try to make it more clear as well what was going on with them. Like the bullseye, now when you tag a guy, it actually creates that sort of light tether to them, so you can see who you've got tethered. You can see that you actually have a guy targeted with the bullseye.
Also, like, this guy has a health pack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's got one on his waist.
Yeah.
So if you're running low on health, you'll see guys that have them, and you'll definitely want to go hit those guys first.
Yeah, the bullseye tether is a cool visual effect, but I'm sure it'll also be really useful to actually see where your enemies jumping around towards.
That's true.
And then with the Magnum, when you've got you can shoot it out, and then the secondary fire you can detonate the round, and got a little light indicator on the Magnum now to remind you whether or not you've got one out. So just trying to make a bunch of little improvements to make the guns a little bit easier and more instinctive to use.
Yeah, and they definitely look a little bit more cobbled together as opposed to like the military issue stuff from previous games.
Also, I want to mention that we do encourage you to go explore. So there are sections, several sections where it's lots of stuff to get, including these brightly lit friends. They're an audio journal.
Oh, nice.
little seamstress.
Yesterday I got bit by a leaper. I know I'm supposed to report it, but Lizzie said if you suck out the venom fast enough, you won't get infected. I thought it worked, but now I'm getting dizzy and hungry and it's getting so hot. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. Come here, Smokey. Look at me.
Don't want to know what happened to that cat.
That's the soup, right?
That's the soup.
Okay.
Soup is good food. All right, so now let's go do some.
So she was fine, right?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
I would not worry about her.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, there's corn, so you know there's trouble.
I've never made that connection before, but now I know to worry about it.
That was, by the way, the worst way to approach this.
Hey, you stabbed a dude in the back with a knife.
I did. I felt pretty proud at first, but now I've got problems. At least that guy's got health. Blink.
So yeah,
Oh, hey.
something else we did is you can see that this is it's a pretty bleached out, pretty yellowish, orangish level, and I think probably the level that's most reminiscent of the original Resistance. Ooh, the hedgehog coming at you.
Throwing grenades in my face.
But we've got several large levels that each contain sort of smaller levels within them, but we try to give each one its own individual feel. So this is Oklahoma is really dry. It's got this sort of yellow washed out feel to it.
I mean, look at this.
You go to St. Louis next, and it's a lot more rainy, a lot bluer, a lot of different more blue and green tones, and try to give each level sort of its own different feel.
I used to have a summer home in Haven, Oklahoma, and it looks just like this. Lovely. This time of year.
Was there a lot of sepia?
There was a lot. There was a sepia festival every June.
Sepia Fest.
Yeah.
98.
Oh man, 98 was a good year.
It was good.
That was amazing.
Shot off sepia fireworks. All yellow and brown.
I think this is the. No, this is not. It's, okay, never mind.
Tell me I'm crazy.
Tell me he's crazy.
What the hell is it?
It's a terraformer.
That's not good.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Now, terraformers, what the Chimera are using to kind of cultivate the land for their own means.
That's right, and it's also a form. They basically the way that they operate is they'll send death squads out looking for human survivor groups, and if they find any, they'll try to eradicate them. But if there's much of a resistance at all, they'll just send in a terraformer, and that will pretty much decimate the whole area. So that'll get them out.
Susan.
Now, did we see terraformers at all in any of the earlier games?
Not in the earlier games. This is more of the technology that they've been bringing out since Resistance 2, where they basically won the war. The Chimera won the war, and now they're actively sort of making it more of their home. So now we need to get back to Haven because the town is under attack by these big guys.
No, that guy's on your side, the big one, right?
Yeah, Lester's up there driving that.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, easy exit.
So you still got a lot of destructible environments. Looks pretty fluid as far as not being like a clearly cinematic staged destruction. Seems like there's a lot of physics to the buildings as they're falling apart.
Yeah, we try to have big moments where lots of stuff happens all around and keeps you on your toes.
Run our way.
Yeah, we've got the cinematics between the levels. Obviously, but we're trying to do a lot more just storytelling by things like that of having just more little vignettes, we call them.
That's Aunt May from Mayberry.
Oh, gotcha.
And a lot more, like you saw at the beginning of the level, a lot more just in-game storytelling rather than relying just on cinematics, which is something that we really had not done in previous Resistances.
All right.
I also do enemy intros to kind of give you an idea what enemies have. So, for example, the steelheads are right here. And their thing
What's their thing?
Augers, if I recall, right?
Augers and shields.
Gotcha.
So we just see that these shots are coming straight through.
That's good. It seems like you know, you guys are doing a good job of kind of conveying the language of resistance to new players, and you know.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, with a new hero, a pretty different story. I think this is a great entry point for people who aren't familiar with the franchise, and we're definitely spending a lot of time trying to teach players what they need to know to play the game, and play the game in a really fun way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, for example, I have a...
Disable that thing.
Yes.
We learned that in target practice.
That's right.
That's right.
You are a quick learn, my friend.
Come on, we gotta get back to town.
All right, we got to get back to town. Tommy said so. All right, we have ourselves an auger. And as you can watch the little movie, you can see through walls, shoot through walls, kill through walls.
Drop the dog. It's yours now.
All right.
Ooh,
hey,
right.
there's a guy. How convenient.
Yeah. They're one of the most useful games in the Resistance universe, I'd say. Or weapons, I think I said games.
That's all right. We didn't stop you. Over here in the old tractor. All right, so I hear dropships in the area.
We should blow up
Guys
those
over there.
plants.
You want to blow up plants?
Boom.
Boom. Blast roots. Chimera and flora starting to take root.
You guys dancing? All right.
Yeah, so that's the when you hit their heat stack. Oh, look at that! I lined them straight up.
Oh, whoa. Nice.
Drop a shield.
Man, and then there's just like 2 piles of rocks in between that actual battle.
Yeah, so that's one thing about the auger is it gets the job done through walls.
I have a strong feeling I'm going to be using the Magnum a lot. Seems like a fun
I like
weapon.
the Magnum.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, we're being attacked. Let's get out of here. I like that 360 was just to sicken any viewers. Alright, so we're being harassed by a dropship.
I don't know if you've noticed him, but we've been having these little pop-ups on the side periodically with the bullseye and Magnum, showing sort of your experience progress, all of our weapons. And I think we talked about this whenever you guys were doing the article, but all the weapons have 2 upgrades. All the guns have 2 upgrades to them. So you level them up by killing things, and simple as that.
Yeah.
And hedgehog.
Now, are grenades also upgradable, or are they
just the guns?
Okay, just
the guns. Yeah. And usually, you know, there are a couple guns that don't quite work out because of the way they function, but most of the guns, one of the upgrades will upgrade the primary, and one of the upgrades will upgrade the secondary fire.
It's nice we're getting a tour of the game. You know where all the cool spots are to look. It seems like
it's so weird too because he's never actually played this level.
I actually just bypassed another little a nice little bypass area where there's a cool radio message. I should have gone through, but you know, instead I'll just start this action off.
Yeah.
All right, so this is another example of kind of the more openness of our level design. So it's an area where there's a lot of ways to approach it. So I can head over here. I can kind of try to sneak up behind these guys. I can go up. I can go over. Although they hear me. Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely reminiscent. Is this is there a multiplayer map kind of based around this area? Is that, or is that that's the train yard I'm thinking of? It kind of reminds me of this.
There's a train yard to think of, but there actually is a map in this area as well.
All right.
And I mean,
yeah, we definitely wanted to kind of go back. I think we did a pretty good job in Resistance 1 of having these more open environments with more choices, and we really just tried to build on that, especially with having all the weapons in the weapon wheel again. Just kind of creating what we're calling like almost a little playground of a lot of different choices between the weapons you've got, all the different avenues of movement, different enemies that you're facing, that kind of thing.
Have we seen any weapons so far, any changes to weapons that sort of convey those similarities and kind of the borrowing of inspiration between Ratchet and Resistance?
I don't think yet. you know, I would say that the bullseye. I think one of the great things about Ratchet is I think that the weapons, what they do is very clear.
Yeah.
Like they're weird weapons, but you have a really good idea of what their effectiveness is and what's happening with them. And I think we were really just trying to build off of that. Things like the tether with the bullseye, the auger, having the X-ray vision so you can see through things. And then of course our upgrade system is largely based off the upgrade system of
Ratchet 2, yeah.
The first had
Yeah,
those?
okay.
2 and
All right.
3 both had.
Which neither of us worked on, but we're big fans of.
Yeah.
It did a really good job of encouraging you to use all the weapons. Oh shit.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm talking to even people, talking to other Insomniacs who've played the game many times through development. People have been coming over and saying, the upgrade system is awesome because I will use that gun until I get it fully upgraded, and then I force myself to move to something else.
Yeah.
And because kind of saving it for the big battles. And I think it's a good way to get people to experiment with some of our more exotic weapons. I think in the past sometimes people have shied away from them just a little bit because it's not as immediately understandable as just aim and shoot a machine gun. And I think it's a good incentive to get people to experiment. And I think once people do experiment, they're gonna see that the different exotic weapons do have some really great uses. You just have to play with them for 2 or 3 minutes to really understand the gun.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting to have the concept of starting out with these weapons and then moving towards the end of the game and just seeing how they've evolved towards the end, and just knowing that once you max one out, you got to move to another one so that you don't just end up wasting all this time and experience. Yeah, I think it's going to fit really well. I'm definitely excited to see what like the end game Magnum is like.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I'm sure you can kill lots of guys with it.
No, strangely, the Magnum is a pacifist weapon.
Oh,
it upgrades to shooting flowers and rainbows.
Little sign that says bang, maybe.
Exactly.
Boom.
Oh, in your face.
Well, in your back, technically.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the same, really.
All right, so we fought off the primary death squad here, and
thanks, Joe. You got here just in time. Where's Susan? Last I saw her, she was near the bank. Scrounge for weapons and ammo, then get back to town. There's more of them
I
on the
should
way.
have scrounged for weapons and ammo. Oh well.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
That sort of dirty work trickles downhill. Gonna deal with it.
I'll delegate.
Susan! Is Jack okay?
Yes, he's in the tunnel.
Get him. Grab all the food, water, and blankets you can carry. Lester, barricade that street. Chimeran ground troops will be here in a few minutes. We'll have to hold them off till the rest of the town evacuates. I want to know who got us into this mess. Malikov. You goddamn fool, you let him right to us!
Still have the anger issues, I see.
What's going on?
Nothing. Just a crazy old man.
Joseph, you must listen. When Nathan detonated the bomb in Mexico, it acted as a catalyst. Power surged through the Chimeran Tower network toward New York City. There it activated a bridge through space and time, what they call a wormhole. Its purpose is a mystery, but its effects are clear. That tower in New York is slowly freezing our entire planet. I've been trying to find you for months.
We're moving everybody upstate. We might have room for one more.
No, you don't understand. I came here for Joseph. We must travel to New York City. We must shut down the tower.
Not a chance in hell.
Temperatures are dropping faster. We will not survive the winter. Any of us.
Joe, more dropships in the main street.
I'll be right there.
Joseph, I'm the only man alive who knows how to shut down that tower. I need you to protect me on the way to New York.
You want protection? Here.
Thanks for giving us a look at the game, guys, and talking us through the intro levels of Resistance 3.
Well, thank you for having us. This is great. Enjoying the thunderstorms in Minneapolis.
Yeah, it's you guys have good timing.
Yeah, it's always great to come out and see you guys, and we're excited to get the game out into players' hands in a couple months.
Yeah, we can't wait to see more.
Good. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks you guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everybody.